Good morning and welcome. I am Nick Sarasso, and this is Sports in the Nick of Time on WSA Staten Island 88.9 FM. Hi, I'm Nick Sarasso. I'm a member of WSA Staten Island 88.9 FM radio station. I'm also a Staten Island Yankees announcer, and I'm a contributor for The Rising Apple, a Mets blog website.
Hey Nick, thanks for meeting with me.
Anytime.
I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. All right?
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So, you're a sports journalist, right?
Correct.
So, what do you think is the purpose of sports journalism?
Well, journalism in general is to inform the public, and pretty much in the simplest term, it's for the idea of informing the public and informing people on what's going on in the world of sports. And whether you see that with like an ESPN that's showing you just the scores, or a certain websites like a Bleacher Report sending updates on certain situations. The importance of sports journalism, especially nowadays, is to get the immediate knowledge and the immediate notification of whether a player is injured, whether a player gets signed, of what is going on in anything in the world of sports. So it's extremely just informing the public constantly of what's going on with players, teams, and situations.
Oh, cool.
Number one draft pick last year. So I've been liking the Phillies and the moves they're making to go with it, but the Phillies still don't have enough offense for me to believe that they are going to be fully ready to
Understandable.
finish anywhere above. So I have them finishing 5th in the division.
So, as a journalist, you're usually reporting on the same teams, the same games, big events. How do you separate yourself from other journalists who are doing the same thing as you are, but you want to show your own personal style or something and look a different way than the others? How would you do that?
So with journalism, it's almost like the same way as in almost any field where you're competing amongst your peers. And with journalism and with writing in general, everyone has a particular style and how they write. Whether their opinions get put in that where you're reading a piece, if you're following this person on a daily basis and you're reading their publications and their work, you know that person's writing and you know their method and you know how they sound, almost to speak.
Yeah.
And that's a big way of separation because you're going to more tend to have a following that agree with how you sound, agree with your opinions. But a huge way in separating yourself among your peers, especially in journalism, is we live in an era of social media. And with social media, it makes it a lot more, not as much challenging, but it's much more competitive because now it's about a following. It's about tweeting and being on Twitter and having a following basis. And if you've got 1,000 followers or you have 1,000 friends on Facebook and you're going against someone in the field of journalism and he's got 25 followers, you have a much harder chance for that 25 because the 1,000 already has created a following. He has a following basis, while the other person is just trying to create it. So it puts them in two different classes, and it's a big part of being in school and creating a following, creating a way to be heard. That is a key in journalism. Alrighty, so we're in the radio station right now at WSIA, and we're at the booth to put us on air. We're not going to go on air at the moment right now, of course, because we're doing this on the video camera. But we have our mic right here, chair ready to go, our board to put us on air, and if I wanted to play some CDs, we would have them up here, and of course I do the radio show, so all I would be doing is turning on our DJ mic and speaking on air and giving a show, as you saw earlier with the video, with myself on air with Jair Peters, as we were talking about the MLB. We were in a different room at the time because there were two of us instead of just being one here, but that's part of the part, and we put ourselves on air that way as well. Continue talking?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Just gonna have to edit this part out.
Yeah.
As well as part of it, playing our so-called commercials or public service announcements through the DigiCart. And, on a side note, for all of the people that are watching the video, if at any point I was able to interest you in joining the radio station, whether you were considering sports journalism or sports broadcasting or just broadcasting in general, the radio station is a great way to get started, and you can always apply to the radio station as we're still taking members for this semester. So always something to consider for you radio fans, or even if you're not into the sports and general music fans. We have different departments that you can be interested in. 7 departments: music, sports, business, personnel, programming, and was that the 6? Don't know why I said 7. And that's about it at the moment. You got the second room. In the other room, as you can see, the microphone's there. Another chance to not go on air through there, but another way to have conversations in a room with somebody. And our other room that we were in earlier, where you can see multiple microphones at that point. You can also see that around us are some of our CDs for some of the music, and we have an entire room full of CDs. These are just the easier access ones, and more up-to-date 2017 music, instead of all the ones that we've had for the last 20, 30 years, because WSIA is currently celebrating 35 years on air. So we've been on air for a long time at the college radio station, and certainly I've had a lot of fun in my 2 years being here, and what will be my last year as a student here, and then I become an alumni volunteer.